Hello, my name is Mike Pfaff, and this is my YouTube channel, Living in the Illusion. Now, on our board, as customary, we have the model from last video. And our video for today, our discussion for today, will be related to this. So I want to do a quick review. And here's what our title was in the last video: how to change the way you see the world. Now over here I put experience the world. Why? Because all your senses go into how you experience the world. Visual is just the easiest one to talk about. Now, in our model, we had here in the center the infinite field of everything that we talked about in other videos. And this field, this representation here, indicates the field that we are embedded in, or consciousness. Because in my model, consciousness is fundamental. Now, looking here, we have how four different worlds are perceived. But I have this statement here: there is only one world. It's the one you create. That's the only world you know. That's the only world you live in, is the one that you have created. So in this model, I look at your lens of perception, and your five senses, which are here just lines, information coming through the infinite field of everything through your five senses. Now, I looked at mine, number one. I picked that for my world that I create. And I have a perception. Now, in your lens of perception are all your beliefs and all your prejudices. All the things that go in to your belief system. And from that, you filter this chaotic, outside, infinite energy system of everything. And through this lens, you have selected, high-graded, cherry-picked information that fits through your belief system in which you create your world. So this is the world that you create. And I picked four of them because I wanted to get the idea that each of us create our own world. Now, in the egoic world, we think, oh no, the world is out here, and we are perceiving what is here. Now, that's 180 degrees around. Everything is here, everything. And you are taking that information in as much as your senses can, and then you are manipulating it, sorting it, filtering it to come up with what fits through your belief system. And that information is what you use to create your world. So each one of these worlds, all different. Basically, each person that this represents has a different belief system, has a different experience with life, have seen different things, have traveled different paths, have knelt at different graves, and had different lovers. They're all different because of our lens of perception. And so that's what we talked about in the last video. And our next video will use a lot of this information. So be prepared. I'll reference that last video up here so you can go through and take a look at it. And now, our next video. And this is our subject for today. And this is what it says. Everything is here. Can you see it yet? Everything is here. Can you experience it? Oh, now this is going to be a little bit different because these are all terms that we talked about before, but and this is the same model that we have, and it's going to change as our subject unwinds. So in this subject, in this video, this infinite field of everything is here, and we're embedded in it. Do we see it? No, we don't see everything. We see our world. This world that we create comes from this infinite field of everything. Oh, that's tough to imagine because infinity is very difficult for the limited mind to begin to appreciate. Infinity is beyond what our rational mind can think about. It'll have thoughts because the ego will give you his interpretation of what infinity is. Now, so you create this world. This is your world. In this case, this is my world. And it is in here. And that's the point I want to make. You make this world, but it's here. What is here? Everything in an unmanifested form. Unmanifested form. Chaos. And from this, you absorb certain information, and you filter it and you manipulate it, and because of your prejudices, because of your beliefs, you end up with this world. This is your world. This is the only world there is for you. It is your world. Now, where is this world? Manifested in here. So, in other videos, I said when you make this world, you project it out here. And actually, it is out here. Unmanifested. Now, if you think about manifesting, and we have several videos on that, and YouTube is full of videos on manifesting. Again, I point out that, see, you believe everything is here for you to manifest. Your new job, more money, a different car, different relationship. Anything you want is here, and you're going to manifest it. And you're going to have it here in your world. You will, if you change your filter. And when I talk about manifesting, I have said that the manifesting process is to change you. What do you got to change? Your filter. What's in your filter? Your belief system. What do you have to change? Your belief system, which will change your filter. What's your filter made of? Memories of something that is gone and it was never the way you thought it was. But in the egoic world of manifesting, They think, oh no, I don't have to change or do anything. All I have to do is make happy thoughts, and the stupid universe that runs everything is going to give me all this stuff. Now, doesn't that sound kind of silly? Nobody in your experience will give you stuff. Well, you can, like I see them every once in a while, people that are asking for money in distressed ways. I don't have a job, I'm out of money, I need food, and they got little plaques and little signs, and they walk around with their begging cup, and sometimes you give it some. So they think, well, that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to fool the universe into giving me stuff. Well, that's a different story. Now let's go on here. Everything is here. Just imagine everything is here. And you are absorbing. You see, your senses are designed to pick up only unique information. Eyes pick up certain information around light waves of energy, and ears pick up sound waves against the eardrum, and touch picks up softness, hardness, smoothness. Your tongue picks up certain information from the things that you put in your mouth. That's why kids, first thing they do, they get something new, put it in their mouth, chew on it, and finding out whether or not it's good for them. So all of our senses operate the same way. They don't pick up everything. So you lose much of the information that is here in the everything. And then it goes into your filter, into your belief system, into your life experiences. And what you filter out is gone from the information. On the secondary side of the filter is different information. The secondary side of the filter through which you make your world is not what's out here. Oh, I mean, it is what's out here, but it's not all that's available. It's cut down and down and down and down. From infinity, which this is, to a minute amount of information that you, because you have taken out everything else and only have available to you what you believe, what passes through your belief system. So you got little bit of this infinite field of everything. And everything is here. Now, this, my world, because I was number one, and number two, and number three, and number four, all different because of this. So now, what I want you to recognize, that the world you create is here. The world that you create is here. And it's okay to recognize everything is here. And it's okay to recognize this isn't everything, but it is your world. Now, there you have it. That's kind of the model. Now, let's take this model, and I'm going to take this part off. There we go. I want you still to remember the infinite field is still there. That's a big thing in science right now. The hard question of consciousness. In the egoic world, we have the brain, and we have very sophisticated stuff. And out of the sophistication of the brain, we think, oh, out of the brain comes, I am aware, I am conscious. That's 180 degrees apart. What it is the infinite field is there first, and then matter or the brain. And you really can't find matter, because matter, like this model, deteriorates into energy, deteriorates into this field of everything. So now, just kind of take a look at this in a little different way, because I have my world, and let's say it's a number 3 world. I'm using number 3 because I have a diagram that I want to show, and I couldn't find one that had a number 1 or something else. So it has a 3 on it. And the idea being that the 3, this world, number 3, is inside of this, everything. So this world, each one of these worlds, is inside here, unmanifested. Now, what do I mean by that? Let me give you an idea. You ever been to a gravel pit? Some of you might. When I was a kid, we used to sneak away and go swimming in an abandoned gravel pit. They turn them now into beautiful, after they're through taking out all of the gravel and all of the rocks and stuff that they can use, they turn them into beautiful complexes with a big lake in the middle. Quite interesting. I'm going to have a little sip of tea, and this is green tea with mint. Okay, now, what do I want to get at? Before we go on, I want to mention A Course in Miracles. So, because it has to do with the separate worlds that come out of this. The separate worlds. So here's what the Course says. And so they are, I'll start over. And so they separate into their private worlds where everything is disordered and where what is inside appears outside. Where what is inside appears outside. Now, this is what's inside. And you project it onto here and believe there's an outside world. That's what the Course is basically saying. You take what's inside and you believe it's outside. Why do you believe it's outside? Well, the egoic belief system says, well, there's an outside world. And it's very obvious. I got a whiteboard, and I got a recliner in my studio, and I'm on television or on a computer or something. My picture, everything. Look, we got pointers here to write on the board, everything. It's all a creation in here. And my world and your world are different. So my world and your world do overlap. And some people ask, well, tell me about the overlapping. What causes the overlapping? What you believe. If two worlds if two worlds have nothing in common, no culture, no language, no religion, they're going to be separate. They can't talk to each other. They can't interface with each other. They're separate. Separate world, just like the Course said. But then, if they have some area of commonality through culture, through ritual, through belief systems, through understanding nature or something, the two worlds have something in common. And if they have more in common, they have more gray area. And at some point, they will have a lot. That's not a good drawing down here, so you have to imagine. And so they have a lot of gray area, but they will never, ever be the same until they're the same person. Oh, how can they be the same person? Behind the illusion, everything is oneness. So they can be one, but not in the illusion. So now, if you have, I was talking about gravel pits. If you have a gravel pit, and you get out of the gravel pit, you have, and I'm going to erase this over here again. You have, in a gravel pit, it's just gravel. Gravel is kind of chaotic. It's got sand in it, it's got pebbles in it, it's got more round stones, and they get a little bit bigger, and they get a little bit bigger, and then they get to be boulders that you put out on your grass and say, oh, isn't that a nice art form, that nice boulder? So there's all kinds of things you get out of a gravel pit. You get sand and stone and rocks and big rocks and small rocks, different kinds of sand. Sand that's good for sand boxes, sand that's good for making concrete, stone, different stones, pea gravel, all kinds of stuff come out of one chaotic gravel pit. This chaos here produces your world, your pet's world, all sentient beings. Anything that has senses, it's called sentient. Anything that has senses is going to have a world. It won't be your world. Your little puppy dog does not have the same world you do, but does have a world. And it responds to that world. It responds to the everything. So everything is here. And I don't know if this idea of a gravel pit, of the chaos of a gravel pit, brings that across to you, that everything is here. Anything you want is here. If you look for it, if you believe it's there, and we had another video, when you believe it, you'll see it. It doesn't matter if it's true or false. Why? Everything is here. Everything is here. The cause of your cancer is here. The cure for your cancer is here. Why can't you find them? Why can't you get away with one and by finding the other? It's your belief system. You don't believe it's there. Oh, why? Because the egoic world told you. You can't cure yourself. You can't believe that you're gonna that everything is here, and if you have the right belief system, it'll disappear. We're not that enlightened, but the concept is here. Everything is here. Your world, all the elements in it, are manifested from here. So there is something in the outside world. Everything. Unmanifested. This is where it gets manifested. This is where you make your world. You can't get from here to there without going through your filter. And that's why in manifesting, if you want a new job, which is here, you got to change your filter or you're never going to see it. This is a most interesting concept. Everything is here. But can you see it? Everything is here. Do you want everything? No, you only want what goes through your belief system. Anything else is chaotic to you. You won't see it. So, there is only one world, and that's the world that you create. And that world comes out of the everything. Because everything is here. There's nothing that is in here that is not here. So this is a little deep. And I might not be explaining it as best as I could. But I think the idea, if you think about the gravel pit as this infinite field of everything. So when you're talking about stones from a gravel pit, all the different kinds of stones are there. All you got to do is sort them out. And they have a filter, a flow filter, where they get sand from all the other stones. And they get pea gravel from all the other stones. And they get those little rocks, they call them river rocks. They're kind of smooth. All comes from the same place. All comes from this. And it's just filtered differently to end up with the different stones. You're doing the same thing here. Everything is here. You're just filtering it different to come up to different worlds. Now, if you want a specific world, it's out here. If you want a specific thing in your world, it's out here. How do you get it in there? You change your perception. You change your filter. Look at all the things we have now. Chaos. You know, we've had, ever since I can remember, and I've been around a while, every year there's a war someplace in the world. Or there's some kind of disaster every place in the world. Someplace. And because everything is here. Now the same thing is true with things that are perfect, that are nice, that are tranquil. There's places that are tranquil. I remember I heard the story about islands. The guy did a search on where to retire to where he'd never have to worry about wars or anything like that. And so we went down to the Falkland Islands. Retired down there, him and his wife. And next year they had a war down there. Ha! Between England and I forgot the other country right then. Well, anyway, it was from South America. And then they went, and so he ended up where he didn't want to be. Because everything's here. What's good is here, what's bad is here. How you get one to the other is how you filter it. If you had a good attitude, great vibes, you're going to get a great world. If you've got kind of a not so good attitude or a negative attitude, you're going to get what that implies. We have a lot of ability to change our world, but we think we can't. And when we think we can't, we believe we can't. And when we think, oh no, the world's outside of us, and I'm not doing it, they're doing it, this is to kind of remind you, you're creating your world. And how your attitude is creates the world that you got. This isn't that hard, understanding the illusion and how it operates. What is hard to move beyond your belief system that you're programmed in within the egoic world and see another world. Everything is here. Can you see, experience what you want yet? Oh, there's much to talk about here in the illusion. And we look forward to seeing you next time. Oh, we'll pick up another subject of some kind, or maybe we'll do another review and come up with something different. Be good to yourself. Bye now.